Hi, my name is Dan, and today we're here in Willenhall to meet the team and get a hands-on experience with a range of remanufactured brake calipers and shoes available through TRP Parts. So let's go and take a look. So Mike, what's the main purposes of the facility here in Willenhall?
It's for the remanufacture of exchange brake shoes, and we also remanufacture calipers. I'd like to take you over and introduce you to the team there.
Yeah, perfect, thank you. So where are we now then?
We're over in the core yard, Don. This is where all the core comes back from TRP, where it's sorted and inspected. I'll introduce you to my colleague Ant, who will take you through the process.
Hello Anthony, what have you got for us today?
I'm just going to talk you through the shoe reline process. All the brake shoes we receive from customers have got to meet a stringent set of guidelines for quality, or they simply won't progress to the next part of the process. Well, this is Kevin. This is one of our core checkers. He's just stringently checking every aspect of the brake shoe before deeming it acceptable for the next stage of the process. So he'll be checking rollers, he'll be checking any corrosion, any of those, and the shoe needs to meet these stringent guidelines.
So after the initial quality check, where do the shoes go next?
The shoes will be moving on to the next stage of the process, which is stripping of the worn brake linings.
So these are the machines that de-rivet the linings from the shoes?
Yeah, we've got multiple broider machines that punch the rivets from the shoes. The linings are then removed. We've got the AMCAM machine here, which is a high-speed de-riveting machine. All the worn linings are disposed of, but they're disposed of in an environmentally friendly manner. They're all reused and recycled for use in the construction industry.
So after de-lining, what's the next process in the production?
So after the shoes have been de-lined and all the linings have been removed, if the shoes are still of an acceptable quality, they move on to the shop blasting, where all the dirt is removed and the shoes are cleaned thoroughly. The next stage is a linishing machine. All the platforms are linished. It gives you a nice smooth surface ready for new linings.
So what have we got going on in here then?
So after the shoes have been linished, they're again assessed for quality. They move on to the paint booth. They're added to the paint line. The shoes are then heated with an infrared heater. Paint is then applied. This is our special water-based anti-corrosive paint. It's long-lasting and it's environmentally friendly, of course.
Perfect, nice one. So Ant, it looks like we've come to the final processes. Can you talk us through this stage?
Well, this is Jason. He's replacing the rollers and bushes. These will be lined in a TRP specific material, which is DON 3100, and that's a process we do specifically for TRP.
So Ant, one thing I've noticed on these boxes, it says asbestos free. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's industry standard these days. It's obviously asbestos is dangerous material. We don't use asbestos in our brake linings.
As we come to the end of the manufacturing processes, is there a final part of quality check?
Well, yeah, every so often we cut a shoe profile which shows us everything that's happening beneath the surface. We can see the rivet swelling. We can see the correct seating of the rivet, which means that the rivet has had the correct downforce applied. And we can also see the turnover of each rivet. This is an important part of our final quality checks. These shoes are being packed here by Frank. To any TRP labels applied, and they're ready for distribution.
So thank you for showing me around those facilities. Who am I meeting next?
Next, I'll hand you over to my colleague Adrian. He's our quality manager, and he'll be running through the Caliper remanufacture process also.
Hello Aid, how are you doing?
I'm all right, how are you, Dan?
Good, good. What have you got for us today then?
Well, I'm the quality manager and I'm going to speak to you about the caliper operation. The first stage of the caliper remanufacturing process is checking off, where initially when core comes into the yard, we check it for quality, damage and basic identification. If a caliper is damaged, if it's a copy caliper, If there is anything wrong with it at all, it is such a safety critical piece of equipment, then it is rejected here and we have nothing else to do with it. It is either sent back to the customer or basically recycled. Well, Mitch here, as you can see, is actually checking over a caliper for quality. He's looking for any obvious signs of damage, any worn parts, any worn bore holes that could cause the caliper to fail. If it doesn't pass this test, then it's not suitable for remanufacturing.
So Aid, what's the second process of the caliper remanufacturing?
Well, the second process is strip. Basically, we have to strip the caliper down, remove all unwanted components, try and save wanted components, and then the calipers are washed, they are shot blasted, and then sent to the spray booth for spraying.
It would be nice to see all those processes.
John over here is actually stripping the caliper down. He's removing all the reusable components. He knows what we don't use again, and that is automatically recycled. After the caliper has been disassembled, it comes here to the washer. This is a non-toxic washer, non-high pressure, but it's absolutely crucial in the remanufacturing process that the parts that come out are clean. Only what we're due to keep are washed. And Mark will show you ones that he's just done. Okay, then the next stage is shot blasting, which is done in the same machines as the brake shoes. After the calipers have been shot blasted, they come round to the spray booth. And we can see Sean here about to spray some calipers. They'll have gone through a heating process, which helps the paint adhere to the caliper better. And Sean gives them a second coat, simply to protect them from road dirt and dust. The paint itself is the same paint as we use for brake shoes. It is water-based, so it's non-toxic and has excellent anti-rust properties. When it comes to calipers and brake shoes, we're painting hundreds and hundreds every day. Okay, once the paint is dried, the calipers are placed into a stillage along with the parts that came out of them. We always match the parts to the caliper, so if we do reuse them, and it's not 100% that we will, but if we do reuse them, we know they will fit exactly into the caliper they're taken out.
So Aid, what's happening here?
So basically here, Jordan is actually building a hydraulic caliper. Every item that he uses and puts into that caliper is logged. We know the supplier, we know the operator, we know the date it is. The caliper will be printed with a C number, which is unique to this caliper. Everything is totally traceable. We don't put any time limits on the builders. They take their own time. On average, it takes about an hour to build a caliper. Safety and quality are our utmost concerns. Okay, so the next process, once a caliper has been fully assembled, it has to be tested. If a caliper doesn't pass this test, it's not fit for sale. So I'll hand you over to my colleague James, who will talk you through the test process.
Nice to meet you, James.
All right. So once every caliper's finished on the bench, it's then tested. Every hydraulic caliper goes through this test. If it fails the test, we'll scrap it off and we'll just take the loss on it and we'll start another one. So when we first bring the caliper to the tester, we'll put in test blocks. This represents pads and discs, like on the vehicle. What we're looking for then is a visual test. So we'll start the first cycle. This will put around 2 bar pressure through the caliper. What we're looking for then is the pistons to come out and meet the blocks. What we'll do then is just a physical test, make sure the blocks have been gripped. Okay, so we've put the first lot of pressure through. That's just for the visual test. We're ensuring that the pistons have met the block and we can pull on it. So now that's squeezing the blocks. So now we can start the actual test. If you'd like to press this button. So now we can close the blast doors. So now it will put a low pressure through. This is around 2 bar again. It will hold that pressure for around 5 seconds. If we doesn't detect a leak, we'll get a green light. If it detects a drop in pressure at all in that 5 seconds, we'll get a red light. That means it's failed. Now it's moving on to the high pressure test. This is anywhere between 75 and 85 bar. If it's anywhere less than 75 bar, it's an automatic fail. We'll change the bottle and do the test again. So 75 is the bare minimum for the pressure test. We've got all green lights, so we're happy with that caliper. We know all the seals are working correctly, and that will now be moved on to boxing the area.
That's awesome. Thank you. Looks like we're at the final stage of the caliper process. Can you talk us through what's going on here?
Yeah, basically, Dan, the calipers are then packed. We've recently redesigned the boxes to use less cardboard, which is good for the environment. And basically, apart from a small piece of plastic, everything else we use in packing is recycled. All our calipers and brake shoes are made to ISO 9001 and ISO 14001 standards. You may have heard talk of brake assured. That is that is a scheme that was set up by major lining manufacturers and various industry bodies. Very proud to have been the first company to achieve brake assured, and that's why we put a brake assured sticker on every brake shoe that we supply. TMD, a major world friction manufacturer, have introduced a standard not only for the reline process and remanufacturing process, but for the whole workshop process. And we were one of the very, very first to achieve that. We were re-audited last year and we achieved it again. So that is something that we're really proud of.
Oh, that's some good stuff. What are the benefits, what are the environmental benefits of remanufacturing products?
Well, in this day and age, whatever we can save going to landfill is absolutely crucial. Remanufacturing reduces CO2 emissions throughout the world. It reduces the planet's reliance on raw materials. Our brake linings, they don't go to landfill. They are reprocessed in the construction industry. So the vast majority of waste that we produce is not to landfill, it is recycled.
Well, thank you for your time, Adi.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much, Dan.
So I've come up from the production line to discuss with Mike the latest additions for the TRP range.
Hi Dan. Well, we recently added Brembo LCV calipers. Brembo have original equipment on over 70% of European manufactured vans. So it's the first time that many of these part numbers have been available in the aftermarket. So it gives us a great opportunity to look at that market. All of these calipers in the Brembo Prime range are the original equipment, and each one has a 2-year warranty. There's over 118 part numbers in the range, so covering a wide range of UK and Ireland LCV vans.
So with these products, are they remanufactured or are they brand new?
No, Dan, these are brand new. I have an example of one here. This is exactly the same as supplied to the OE.
Is there any surcharge with these
No,
parts?
these are all surcharge free. They're another good benefit. And the other product that we've recently added is Brembo CV brake discs. Brembo are original equipment to key major truck manufacturers and axle manufacturers throughout Europe. And one of the benefits of Brembo discs is that they're all high carbon, so that allows for dissipation of heat much quicker and more efficiently. And this is a cross section of one of their discs, and it shows the unique PVT venting system, which again, it keeps the disc a lot cooler and therefore dissipates heat much quicker. Therefore, the disc itself lasts longer and also is more kinder to the brake discs, so the cost of ownership is a lot better than most standard vented discs.
Brilliant stuff. To conclude our visit with TRP's remanufacturing facility, we are meeting with Managing Director Keith.
Okay,
Nice to meet you, Keith.
pleased to meet you, Dan.
What are the benefits to you of being part of the TRP range?
With TRPs having hundreds of outlets across the UK and Europe, it gets our high quality products into the aftermarket, into fleets, into workshops all across Europe.
So what are the benefits of remanufacturing products?
This remanufactured brake shoe, for example, is one of the most popular trailer brake shoes in the UK and Europe. TRP are able to supply it with the original equipment lining, which is Techstar TO90, and TRP also offers a wide choice of different materials. And really, the lining material is is very important in terms of the braking characteristics of the truck or the trailer. And that's the question we think that operators should be asking. It's about that material. Some new throwaway type brake shoes in the market aren't necessarily offering that same original equipment quality brake lining that these TRP remanufactured shoes do.
Well, thank you, Keith, and thank you to all your colleagues. It's been a really interesting day.
Thanks, Dan. Good to meet you, and thanks for the opportunity of showing our products.
We've seen today how TRP products are remanufactured and have heard about the features and benefits of the TRP brake caliper and shoe program. TRP are so confident in the remanufacturing process, they offer a 2-year warranty on the TRP branded brake caliper product line. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for showing us around today, and to find out more about TRP and their range of brake calipers and shoes, head to your local DAF TRP dealer or the online TRP e-store.